Here's your wrestling news for February 6, 2026. Your headlines for today include Real Reason WWE launched the Masked Attacker storyline revealed, next challenger for CM Punk's World Championship revealed, MJF and Seth Rollins come face-to-face at Super Bowl event, Royal Rumble 2027 location and direction taking shape, AEW faces backlash for using adult content creators in Andrade segment, AJ Styles leaves door open for future matches, AEW referee accused of delaying bell to let controversial chant echo, TNA parent company files suit against Gail Kim, and more. The mystery surrounding the masked attack on Bron Breakker may not be as layered as some fans had hoped. According to Corey Hayes of Bodyslam.net, WWE ran the Royal Rumble ambush angle because they expect Seth Rollins to return from his shoulder injury before WrestleMania 42. If that report holds true, it suggests the company could be heading toward the most straightforward reveal possible, Rollins himself being unmasked as the attacker. That would seemingly close the door on the more complex theory involving Finn Bálor under the mask with Paul Heyman pulling the strings behind the scenes, instead of a long game swerve that boots Breakker out of the vision and sets up a deeper betrayal arc. WWE may be opting for a direct revenge storyline. As per Hayes' report, groundwork is already being laid for Rollins' comeback, and the masked figure could ultimately be revealed as the Visionary himself. Interestingly, Rollins added fuel to the speculation during an interview with Casey Busher on February 5, 2026. Staying fully in character, he addressed his injury status while dropping a cryptic tease about the move he used in the attack. "I'm telling you right now, my shoulder is not fine. I cannot pick you up over my head and throw you anywhere outside of my eye. It's not fine. But I don't need my shoulders to do my signature move, so again, I'll leave it up to you. You can figure it out." Rollins, who's been sidelined since Crown Jewel 2025, recently said he's eyeballing WrestleMania, though he noted the final call rests with doctors. If WWE does go with the obvious reveal, it sets up a clear path for Rollins vs. Breakker at WrestleMania 42. So what direction would you prefer? A straightforward Rollins reveal, or the more layered Heyman mastermind twist we discussed in yesterday's video? The WrestleMania 42 main event may already be set, but CM Punk's road to Roman Reigns looks like it's about to take a sharp turn. Spoiler warning, if you don't want potential Elimination Chamber plans revealed, skip ahead now. According to WrestleVotes Radio via Fightful Select, WWE is internally working on a World Heavyweight Championship match between CM Punk and Finn Bálor for the upcoming Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. This comes despite Balor already losing a title match to Punk on January 19th, suggesting creative is intentionally looping him back into the main event picture. The move appears strategic on multiple levels. First, it keeps Punk active and positioned strongly heading into his confirmed WrestleMania showdown with Roman Reigns. Second, and perhaps more importantly, Elimination Chamber is set to take place in Chicago, Punk's hometown. WWE has reportedly long planned for Punk to wrestle on that card, making a world title defense in front of a hometown crowd an obvious draw. While nothing has been officially announced, backstage discussion reportedly centers around the World Heavyweight title being defended at the event. If this plan materializes, it places Balor right back in a high-profile position, even with Reigns already locked in as Punk's WrestleMania opponent. The bigger question now becomes, is this simply a strong filler defense for Punk before WrestleMania, or could Balor disrupt the roadmap entirely? On Thursday, February 5th, two of wrestling's biggest names from opposite sides of the industry were spotted face-to-face, and fans immediately took notice. Seth Rollins and AEW World Champion MJF were seen having a conversation at Super Bowl Radio Row in the San Francisco Bay Area. Video clips quickly made the rounds online, showing what started as a tense stare-down between the two before it quickly shifted into laughter and a handshake.
Are we looking at each other in a devious fashion?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe face off.
Maybe here, right here.
We're doing good business.
I appreciate you.
Somebody's gonna get mad, but hey, it's awesome.
Interestingly, this isn't the first time MJF has publicly shown respect toward Rollins. During a July 2025 appearance on Busted Open Radio, the AEW champion praised the WWE veteran in strong terms. Seth Rollins is a freak of nature. He's going to go down as one of the greatest faces in the history of that company, the same way I'm going to go down as one of the biggest faces in the history of my company. When you think of these promotions, when you think of WWE, you think of Seth. When you think of AEW, you think of me. I find him to be extraordinarily talented. Rollins represents WWE's modern main event scene. MJF carries the flag for AEW. Seeing them even briefly interact reminds fans of how intriguing a potential matchup could be if the wrestling landscape ever allowed it. For now, it's just two top stars sharing a moment at a major media event, but in an industry built on never say never, even a handshake can get people talking. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. After taking the Royal Rumble to Saudi Arabia, WWE is reportedly planning to bring the event back to the United States in 2027. According to WrestleVotes Radio via Fightful Select, internal expectations point toward the 2027 Royal Rumble being held in a domestic stadium, signaling a return to home turf for one of WWE's signature premium live events. At this stage, the show is being penciled in as a one-night event, although WWE has previously discussed the idea of expanding the Royal Rumble into a two-night format similar to WrestleMania. The current plan is to keep the traditional single-night structure intact for at least another year. With WrestleMania expanding internationally and global stadium events becoming more common, bringing the Royal Rumble back to the US could offer a sense of familiarity for longtime fans while still delivering a large-scale stadium atmosphere. Would you prefer the Royal Rumble remain a one-night tradition, or should WWE eventually move it to 2 nights? Andrade's flirt-heavy character work continued on the February 4th edition of AEW Dynamite, but this time it sparked backlash, and the attention, most importantly, didn't land on an indie wrestler. During his hard-hitting match against Kenny Omega, Andrade once again blurred the lines between in-ring action and ringside theatrics. After launching himself to the outside with a dive, he paused near the barricade where a group of women seated front row pulled him in for selfies. The interaction looked flirtatious and apparently very planned. It was later revealed that the woman in the blue dress was Selena Slay, a popular adult content creator and OnlyFans model with a sizable online following. The other women seated with her were also adult entertainers. However, the story didn't end there. Hours after the show aired, Slay posted a clip from the match to her Instagram story, specifically a moment showing Kenny Omega being restrained by security, and wrote, "LMAO, this is so fake." That comment quickly made the rounds online. While wrestling fans understand the scripted nature of the product, performers and guest participants rarely break the illusion publicly, especially immediately after appearing on the broadcast. As of now, there's no indication AEW coordinated or approved that remark, and it's unclear whether Slay will appear again on programming. This marks the 3rd straight week Andrade has had flirtatious ringside interactions. Initially, many assumed the angle was building toward a traditional storyline twist, but with adult content creators now directly involved and publicly commenting afterward, the direction feels far less straightforward. Is this layered character work, or is the gimmick starting to blur the lines a little too much? Let us know how you're feeling about Andrade's current run. AJ Styles may be stepping away from full-time competition, but the door to wrestling doesn't appear completely closed. A new update from WrestleVotes Radio via Fightful Select indicates that several WWE sources believe Styles is not done wrestling in some capacity. While he may be finished as a regular in-ring performer, there's growing belief internally that fans haven't necessarily seen his final match. Interestingly, neither WWE nor AEW sources reportedly have clarity on what his next move will be. There's speculation, there's interest, but no confirmed direction. Adding more intrigue is a comment Styles made on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. Styles was asked about the subtle gesture he made after his loss to Gunther, specifically appearing to place his gloves down before putting them back on. Stephanie asked, "I noticed it looked like you were going to put your gloves down, but then you didn't. You put them back on. What does that mean?" Styles, never one to oversell the drama, left the answer open-ended. "I don't know." Stephanie pushed further, reminding him that in wrestling, the retirement door rarely locks shut, saying, "Because you know this is wrestling, the door is always open." That's when the Phenomenal One offered a glimpse into his thinking, not about a full-time return, but about the possibility of one last moment under the right circumstances. "I know, never say never, that's the saying. I think everyone should be allowed at least once to come out of retirement for a match. I'm not saying I'll do it anytime soon." He even floated a personal scenario that could tempt him back, sharing the ring with his son one day. "What if my son wrestles someday? The opportunity to tag with him just once? You never know. So there'll be a time when the gloves never go back on, and that time might be now, but we'll see." Those comments have only fueled rumors that were already circulating before his retirement became official. Styles was reportedly a hot topic backstage at AEW Dynamite on January 28th. While no offer had been made as of early February 5th, AEW sources are said to expect the company would pursue him if the opportunity arises. New Japan Pro Wrestling is also believed to have interest, especially given Styles' history there and the company's recent roster shifts. With strong relationships across WWE, AEW, and NJPW, and no financial pressure dictating his next step, Styles is in a rare position. If he wrestles again, it'll be because he wants to, and if he doesn't, he walks away as one of the most respected performers of his generation. Do you think AJ Styles should have one more match someday, or should this truly be the final chapter? The February 4th episode of Dynamite was supposed to end with MJF vs. Brody King in the main event. Instead, it began with a loud and unexpected ice chant from the Las Vegas crowd, and now referee Bryce Remsburg appears to be owning up to what many suspected, that he deliberately waited to let the chant breathe. As the crowd erupted in the seconds before the bell, cameras caught MJF visibly confused while production made no effort to mute or cut away from the audio. The chant, though unrelated to the match or storyline, was clear and politically charged, referencing Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, a government agency that has recently been in national headlines. Remsburg later addressed the moment on Twitter with a tongue-in-cheek post. "It seems like the referee may have waited to ring the bell so these could resonate longer? Oh no, whoops." This wasn't just a referee caught in the middle of a live moment, it appeared to be a conscious delay. Whether viewed as subtle commentary or simply letting the crowd express itself, Remsburg allowed the chant to continue before officially starting the match, and he hasn't walked back the implication since. Gail Kim is now at the center of a legal dispute with the very company she helped to elevate for years. According to PWInsider.com, Anthem Wrestling Exhibitions LLC, the parent company of TNA Wrestling, filed a lawsuit against the TNA Hall of Famer on January 10, 2026 in Nashville's Chancery Court. The filing comes after Kim indicated she may have grounds to pursue claims under the Florida Private Whistleblower Act following her March 2025 departure from the company. In the suit, Anthem is asking the court to intervene before Kim can move forward with any Florida-based legal action. The company argues that her contract clearly states all disputes must be governed by Tennessee law. As a result, they are seeking a declaration that she cannot assert claims under Florida statutes. Anthem seeks a declaration that all disputes between the company and Kim are governed by Tennessee law and that she may not assert claims under Florida state statutes, the filing states. Anthem is also requesting a ruling that Kim was always classified as an independent contractor, not an employee, which they argue would prevent her from bringing employment-related claims under laws such as the Florida Civil Rights Act or Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Kim had been operating under a services agreement since September 2022, taking on responsibilities in talent relations, match production, and business development. Although the original agreement expired at the end of 2024, it reportedly shifted to a month-to-month agreement before her exit in early 2025. The company further notes that Kim received 1099 tax forms, worked remotely without a designated company office, and maintained the ability to pursue outside projects. During her time with Anthem, she appeared on shows including The Amazing Race Canada and The Traders Canada. Anthem maintains that her departure is part of a broader internal restructuring rather than a targeted dismissal. The lawsuit also references that former sports group president Anthony Ciccone stepped down in May 2025 as part of the same organizational changes. In the filing, Anthem states that Kim has threatened to bring claims under the Florida Private Whistleblower Act, the Florida Civil Rights Act, and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and is asking the court to block those efforts before they proceed. The company is additionally seeking attorney's fees and court costs. As of now, court records do not indicate whether Kim has been formally served, and no hearing dates have been set. With both sides positioning themselves early, the situation appears far from over, and it could become one of the most significant legal disputes in TNA's recent history. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.